Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Why You Do What You Do by the Building Industry Association's Bay Area Young Professionals. I'm your host, Mark Sherlock. Today's guest is the president at Brookfield Properties Development in Northern California. Please welcome Josh Roden. Josh, great to have you on the show today. How you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks, Mark, for having me.
Pleasure's all mine. So, Josh, I gave you a brief description of the format. We got 3 questions for you. Answer them however you like, but we'll get going. So, Josh,
Sounds
first
great.
question, how did you get to be the president at Brookfield Properties Development in Northern California?
I've asked myself that a couple of times because it seems like a lot of time has gone by to get to this point, and also very little time has gone by to get to this point. It definitely starts out with I've always had a pretty good work ethic. So I was a bit of a self-starter when I was a kid. I had my own paper route, got my own first jobs, had to pay for my own car. I think I was always pretty motivated to make sure that I could fend for myself. Had to put myself through college, more or less. I had a very endearing and rewarding childhood, with my parents being very supportive, but we didn't have much money. So really it was, they were very supportive of anything I really wanted to do, but I ended up having to pay for it. So my brother and I, my brother Aaron's in the industry as well. He works at Signature. We were pretty industrious when we were kids and growing up. And then over the years, once I was in the industry, after college, I always looked for opportunities to, I guess a popular term would be to lean in, and keep doors open. I think I've always recognized that if an opportunity wasn't there today, doesn't mean it wouldn't be there tomorrow if it was something I sort of thought I was interested in. And so I think patience and being able to keep opportunities open and not close doors, which I think also leads a lot to relationship development and relationship building and maintaining relationships. I always felt like I enjoyed what I was doing, and a lot of that came from the relationships that I've had in the various companies I've been at or the industry in general. And so I think those relationships also help and open doors for the right time and the right opportunity. And then just continuing to say yes to being able to do more. I think one thing that I've shared with a few folks that have asked is I believe that I may have been able to do this because of saying yes to things that other people may not have wanted to do. And so sometimes rolling up your sleeves and getting the work done that others don't, people tend to appreciate that. And I also think it creates a stronger foundation in what or what I know about how things operate. And so by getting into the nitty-gritty, especially earlier in your career, and be willing to just do anything, you end up learning more and understanding how more aspects of the business operate.
Agreed. Well, thanks, Josh. I really appreciate you going into that. I'm sure you absolutely said yes to Bobby when it came to the BIA chair a few years back, right?
That's exactly right. If it was not a moment of volunteering, because I felt like I was pretty much overwhelmed with work and family obligations, but it's hard to say no when you have good people in the industry and a great industry that you can help support. So yes.
Couldn't agree more. So Josh, second question for you. What was the most inspirational moment that has shaped your career path?
It may not seem that inspirational, but it certainly, I believe, shaped my career path. It was when I was going off to college, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I went to Marquette University back in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I think I was actually going into this College of Business, and I was deciding between business and engineering, and so I was talking to my dad about, what do you think I should do, and he said, well, what do you like doing? What did you like doing as a kid? And the first thing that popped in my mind was Legos. I always liked building with Legos. My brother and I would spend hours playing with Legos growing up. Not right before college, but as a kid. And so my dad's like, perfect. Engineering, you can build stuff. I was like, that's true. And so literally that moment, I think I decided to do civil engineering for school. And when I was at Marquette, I got introduced through the co-op program to Opus, which is a commercial developer and builder. And I ended up getting a 3-year internship with them in alternating semesters. And so really fell in love with development and construction, and being able to build the environment we live in. So that was my big inspirational moment, was the Legos.
Awesome. I can definitely sympathize with you on that one. As somebody who started in architecture, it was all because of Legos. And I split. It was between architectural engineering, and I just happened to stumble down architecture. Yeah. Mainly because I could play baseball while going to architecture school. So that's why. that was my deciding factor. So
hey, that sounds like a good path.
Yeah, it helped. It got me here. So Josh, third and final question for you, the theme behind the whole show. Why do you do what you do?
I love it. I come to work every day. It's not a burden. The weekend comes and goes, and I don't mind Mondays. And we get to have an influence on how people live and being able to develop and improve the community engagement side, which also sort of sounds a little soft. But I think one thing that I do enjoy about the group that I work at Brookfield here is we're able to do some larger projects here and there. And you get to have the ability to influence some of that built environment to help create something that is more conducive and supportive and gives more opportunities for people to engage with each other. Because, having a home and the place where you live is a significant component of anybody's life. And so for us to be able to have the ability to influence that and ideally make it better is a pretty admirable and fun thing to be able to do.
Absolutely. Well, Josh, I really appreciate you taking the time today just to have this discussion with me. Appreciate hearing your story, and I can't wait to share it with other people.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
All right, Josh. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye. And that concludes another episode of Why You Do What You Do. I'm your host, Mark Sherlock, and always remember, why you do what you do.